What's up, YouTube? This is the beginning of week number 3. It's Monday, and I'm excited today. I'm about to go out and meet what they call the staking engineer, and this is the guy that looks at the power lines and says, here's what you got to do to get power to your house. And so he's going to get me set up with temporary power, which will be very helpful in charging batteries and running tools and all that stuff. So I'm doing that at 11, and then at 4:30 or so, I'm supposed to meet some guys to buy a new front door. I'm pretty stoked about that. It's a smoking deal. And then I'm going to go back to the property and meet a friend of mine, hopefully, who is a tree surgeon, I guess what you call him. He's a skinny little dude who climbs over the top of trees and does some really scary stuff to me, but he's going to help me limb out. I've got a big oak tree on the north side of where this house is going to be, and I'm afraid I need to take care of the limb because it'll be overhanging the house, and that's not a good situation. But I'm hoping while he's there he can cut a few more trees and save me the trouble, because he has a real chainsaw and he actually knows what he's doing, and I barely do. But I'm on my way out there right now. I was going to give you kind of an update. Tomorrow, Tuesday, I'm going to drive about an hour and a half away and pick up a whole load of lumber. I think it was like 100 2x6s, some stuff I don't need, but the guy's like, I'm selling it all or nothing, and it's only $100 for what he's selling me, which is a ridiculous deal. And so I'm going to load up. I'll probably bring my little trailer too, and I'm still trying. I'm hoping I can find some other stuff on Facebook Marketplace in that area, because like I said, it's about an hour and a half for me. It's in Arkansas. To really make it worth my while, I need, at this juncture, at this point in the process, I need to get some house wrap. I need to get some OSB. I need to get subfloor. That's really probably the big one, because I think when I go get this load of lumber, I should have all that I need for my foundation. And I'm doing the whole thing in 2x6s, which I know the comments will be an uproar about some of that too. But the span of it is only 8 feet at the longest point. And so I'm doing stuff on 16-inch centers to combat that, because to me it's cheaper and easier. 2x6s are abundant where I'm at. It's easier to find 2x6s than try to string together a bunch of 2x10s and do 2-foot centers or whatever. But you'll see kind of the way I'm building it. You know, you can, in theory, and I would never do this, but from a live load perspective, you look at the tables, you could use 2x4s to build the flooring of your house, or the foundation of your house, which is, I would never do that. It just seems strange. But obviously they would be on like 4-foot centers, or not 4-foot centers, but 4-foot joist length, and then you'd have to put them really close together. You have to put them like a foot apart. But it's really, that's the dynamic. You've got to make sure that the live load doesn't have too much deflection. This is a single-story house. Really, all of the weight of the house is going to be the outside walls, and so I'm going to take care to double up the rim joists and make sure that my piers are as deep as I can be there and all the things. But I'm excited about it. This is the way you've got it, a way I'm doing it. Just trying to show people you can find. I can find 100 2x6s for $100. That's crazy. I mean, $1 a piece is just an insane deal. And they're not grade A, whatever, but I'll pick through them, and I'm sure there'll be some of them that I can't use for that, but I can use for blocking. Like I showed you a few videos ago, taking and running through the sawmill, or not the sawmill, but a table saw, and making stakes out of them, making shim. You can do all kinds of stuff. I try not to waste wood, but it's pretty abundant where I'm at. So I'm going to go deal with this. I'll get you the results of it and whatever else I come across in the meantime. I'm waiting on the staking engineer and about to change this chainsaw blade. I'm going to talk to you while I'm doing it, but I'm hoping today I can get all the trees that are going to come down off the, down at least, and maybe take me a while to process them and limb them and all that, but that's my goal. We'll see how it goes. I've yet to hear back from the water company, and that's kind of the last thing of like, I don't know how it's going to go. That's the last unknown, really, for the foreseeable future, at least. So I'm a little anxious about that, but everything else has worked out pretty good, so I'm hopeful. I don't know what I'm doing right now, if you can't tell. This chainsaw is great if you live in a suburb and you're cutting down small things twice a year or whatever, but not so much for what I'm doing out here. But I'll put you back on when I cut down this tree, finish cutting it down, finish what I started on Saturday. Well, I got that cut down and manageable, and I cut, you saw where I cut these little logs are about 5 foot long, because that's all I could really get out of. There's too much bend in that tree. I'm trying to save these logs that I cut down to mill up. I've got a sawmill. I don't even know what this one is. I don't know what kind of wood that was. It's hard as a rock though. It was terrible to cut through. This is a white oak. There's quite a bit of white oak around here. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm hoping that one right there, I'm going to cut it down and I can get that between that one and this one, that one. I'll hopefully get the beams that I want for my vaulted ceiling. The main beam I'm probably going to have to source from a friend, but I'm going to end up cutting this tree down, that one, that guy over there with the come along, this one right here, I might drop it next, I don't know. And that's probably it. That one's probably okay. And then I've got my friend coming up tonight. He's gonna limb this one out so it doesn't have that big limb hanging out over the house. And I'm gonna ask him to drop these others. They're a little bit bigger too, so I'm not sure. I might get this one next, see if my chainsaw will do it. I met with the staking engineer and just wanted to give you an update about how that went. About like I expected. They make you pay up front, but you get reimbursed for it if it's your primary residence, which this will end up being that. It'll qualify as that. So I'm not out any money, but I am going to have to spend. He estimated that would be about $1,600, but they have a $2,500 line credit, I think is what he called it. In essence, it's just if this is a residence, your residence, then they will give it back to you after you're in it, after they verify that. So I think that's good news. They provide a lot more than they used to. The last thing I did, similar to this with Lake Region, which is the company that, the co-op that I'm using, or the tier, they made you buy like a meter base and some of the stuff, and he said they provide all that now. And so to get temporary service, all I have to do is pay that deposit and get my own sort of little panel there. I'm going to go down the road here and look at my neighbor, because he's kind of doing the same thing, and see what his panel looks like, just so I can get an idea of what I'm going to have to buy. But and that's some sort of outdoor rated sub panel is really it. So I'm gonna go check that out right now. But that's pretty much all I'm doing here today. I'm about to go pick up a door. I'll show you that. I was supposed to cut some trees this afternoon with a friend who's a tree surgeon, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to make that happen today. So maybe we'll do that tomorrow. But I know he'll make it happen at some point. wanted to give you an idea of just the layout of the property. But you see that pole there, right where that marker is. I'm waiting on the wind to quit. Right where that marker is, right there in the middle of my screen, is kind of the edge of my property line. It's 1 acre, and it's like 212 wide, and it goes back, I don't remember, but anyway, that's kind of the end of it. It's got a row of trees up front, and then there's that utility easement. And right here, the end of it, the corner post is about right there. And I'm putting a driveway in right between those 2 stakes. So the plan would be have a driveway. I'm gonna have to cut down the steel a little bit. Have your driveway, it'll enter straight in. And then the house will be pretty much there. It'll be centered between those 2 trees, right in the middle of my screen. You set back a little ways. I plan on making a sort of circle drive, so we'll come straight in. There'll be a circle drive. Not really where that pile of wood is, but right in this area. And then probably just an entry, like a sidewalk leading up to the porch and all that. And then the house will be in this area. It's pretty flat right here. Reasonably flat for where I'm at. You can tell by how tall this is, and then that one's on the ground. Those are my corners. This is the front of the house in essence. And then my septic will go right where that big log is, pretty much. The tank will be right there. And then on the lateral lines will go down, and you can't really see, maybe you can see that corner. There's the corner, fence corner, and that's the property boundary. And it drops off pretty steep over there, but I'm going to keep everything on this side. I'm trying to use just this half and see if I can develop the other half with another house later. That's kind of the lay of it. It slopes backwards toward this low area. And it's pretty cool down here. This is the guy that owns both sides of the road. And I think he said he has like 300 acres. Got some cattle. I can't see it, I don't guess from here. There's a little stream right there that actually has water in it. That blue thing's like for his there's some sort of like hay thing over there. I don't know what it is, but anyway, that's it. That's the lay of the land. If you look back up, it's up the hill. It's probably about a 10-foot drop to where I'm standing, and I've got another 20 feet behind me. And so from where my front door is to the back lowest corner of the property is probably 15 feet of drop, maybe, something like that. So it's got quite a bit of slope to it. And then that side over here, it slopes off way more. If I do develop that, it'll have to be aerobic septic. So that's all I plan on doing today, working here. It was kind of a shorter day. I cut down 2 trees, I think, wasn't it? Maybe just one, I don't even remember now. I cut down that one that was squirrely, you saw the footage. I was hoping to get my friend out here to take care of the rest of it so I can just be done with it, but it doesn't look like it's gonna happen today. I'll probably go home. I gotta go pick up that door at 4:30. But I'm gonna go home and probably mill up those those white oak logs, those little 5-foot ones, see if they'll cut. I don't know if they will. They're really close to being unusable on a mill because you have to have so much, has to be big enough. And usually if they're long and they're not very big, they'll still stay in place. But short ones like that might be kind of tough to do. But I'm gonna go see what I can do with them. I like milling anyway, but I don't use the wood. It's kind of fun to do. But that's all for stuff today on site. I'll show you my door later. If there's anything else, I'll put you on. Well, I'm doing kind of a dangerous thing right now. I've got to admit my sins to you, but I am driving down Highway 10, which is like the snakiest highway ever. with the camera going, I realized not the best idea, but I'm gonna pay attention to the road. And I have a trailer. But I'm on my way to Bentonville. I found somebody, I told you the other day, who had a load of stuff, a load of lumber, and I'm gonna pick that up. And true to form, I was trying to find some other things while I'm there to make it more worth my while, or whatever you want to say. And I just got a message back from a guy that has an electrical disconnect box. It's what you put on the pole. We have to have it per code now, one that's got a breaker on it. And so I offered him a lot less than he was wanting for it, and he said yes, and he's gonna actually meet me in Bentonville. He didn't even live there, but he said he had to go that direction anyway at some point to buy some stuff from Lowe's. So I'm happy about that. I'm hoping today will be a really productive day. Also, my truck has a leak around the radiator. I'm not sure if it's the radiator or the hose, and so I'm going to pick up a hose. I'm running behind this morning. I'm watching my temperature here and all the things, but just wanted to give you an update. I'm trying. There's a few other things in this area I'm waiting for people to message me back on, so it really could be a really productive day. I'm hoping at least one other thing comes through, because where I'm at is not a huge place, and if you know Facebook Marketplace, if you live out in the sticks, you have to drive to the nearest city really to get all the deals. And so I'm hoping this is kind of that. And for me, it's Northwest Arkansas, which is like where Walmart headquarters is. And there's a few cities that are over, 100,000 people or whatever. And then Tulsa is kind of my next closest thing. And I get a lot from a smaller place called Muskogee that's like 25 miles from me. But driving through here, I love this road. It's fun, but it's not as fun with a truck and a trailer. But I'll put you on when I get some material to show you what I got. We got construction going on this highway. And I just wanted to show you this spot. It's right next to the Illinois River, which is absolutely beautiful. When people think of Oklahoma, I don't think they think of this kind of stuff, but there's a spot right here called Hanging Rock. It's so cool, I think. Here it is up here. That was one of them. Here's another one. Just right next to the river. Got that one little tree up there. There used to be trees all along this, and I guess they've cut them down because they're gonna do something to the road. I don't know, but this is Oklahoma. This side of it's different. The other side's flat, kind of dusty, but this is pretty. What's up? I just arrived for my first pickup for today. I've scheduled 3 since I've started on this little journey, and this is way better than I expected. Let me turn the camera on. I'll show you everything. Look at all this. I thought it was just one pile, and I showed up, and the guy said, no, it's all 3 of these piles. Look at all that. Really cool dude. He's got this campground. He's telling me about what I'm doing with this house, and he was excited with me, for me, whatever you want to say. But check out all this lumber. I'm actually going to have to probably come right back because I'm supposed to meet another guy at 11 right down the road. But I'll probably set up and time-lapse a little bit of this. I just got back from picking up my electrical disconnect at Lowe's. It's like 3 minutes away from it. It really worked out. I'm kind of surprised because that never seems to happen, but I'm about to put you on and do a time lapse and show you all this wood. I can't believe I got all this for $100. It was so nice of this guy. I met him. He seems like a pretty cool dude to give me all this for this such a crazy price. I mean, there's a few $1,000s worth of lumber here. It's absolutely insane. So I'm super thankful for today. It's gone really well. After this, I'm going to go pick up a door and then probably head home. Depends on who messages me back. We'll see what happens. What's up? I'm almost home. I just pulled off to take a break, and I wanted to show you what I got. And then kind of one of my favorite spots. This is here at the Illinois River. It's called Peavine Hollow, whereas we say in Oklahoma, holler. But let me turn around, I'll show you. It's the Illinois River. It's kind of up right now. I'm wishing it was warmer. A couple of months, I'll be out here all the time. I don't know if it comes across like how pretty this water is. It's like blue green. It's actually really pretty clear. So here's everything I've gotten today, and I'm actually going to have to go back on Thursday, I think. Today's Tuesday. I got that door for $40. It's a little bit more than I would hope to pay for it, but it's hard to find these doors that are in that good a shape that are straight, because I'm going to end up using these one panel doors, the old door, throughout. I need 6 of them. And then I've got all this kind of, you can see how thick that is, but it's 2x6s and 2x4s, different lengths. And then the whole bed of the truck is full of the same stuff, but a little shorter. And then a bunch of these 1x's. And I'll get, when I come back, I'm going to pick up the rest of it. And he had mostly just like rough sawn oak, something I'd use for fence posts. Maybe, I don't know, I didn't really need them, but you can't resist. And then I got my disconnect. How's that open? Yeah, there it is. So that's good. This was only, I paid $50 for this. And this is what I'll put on the pole. It'll go, you know, the meter base will be on it, and then below it will be my line out for service, and then one that will probably put just an outlet on it to use, I don't know, obviously for temporary service, but then I'll probably just leave it, because why not? So anyway, that's what I got. I'm almost home. And I'll have to unload again and organize all of this, and then I'll catalog it and see where I'm at. But this should be a long ways toward being able to at least do the foundation and a few walls. And these 2x6s are helpful to have. I need a lot of them because I'll use them on the wet wall in the bathroom. And I've actually got one other wall that I'm going to be using 2x6 so I can get a little bit more out of it, like space for to set the refrigerator back.